Okay, now we're going on to part 3, the dancing puppet. And actually, what we're going to do with this one is we're actually going to constrain our bones, hopefully correctly, so that we don't do some abnormal movements like I showed you earlier with when I grabbed that foot. That's just not right. So I'm going to Control Z, get it back. So we're going to hopefully constrain them so that then we can go in and do some animation that actually looks, well, realistic for a dancing puppet. Okay. Now, one of the things I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and zoom in on this area because all the constraining I'm going to need to do is going to be in that essential area. I'm going to go to my black arrow and I'm going to click. Notice it highlights and it brings up the bone structure. So what I want to do is I want to grab the individual bones. When I click on those individual bones, notice that over here in the properties, it pulls up. I actually want to uncheck enable. What I'm doing it is, okay, yes, I do not want you to move. And that should be a metal. Okay, good. Make sure you get the right one. Okay, constrained. And it's constrained. Now, in theory, now when I zoom back out, and you can even go, okay, fit in window, whatever. Zoom out a little bit more. Now if I grab, hopefully my head stays pretty accurate. Okay, that's not bad for the head. I feel if I grab a hand, it'll swing around like I was swinging something. Okay, that's good. Let's hope and pray that our feet work now. Yay, look. Okay, yeah, that's not totally 100% normal, but it is a puppet. And so that is one of my stationary zones. So apologize, blah, 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 that this is the correct way. So if you've constrained them properly, they will actually stay somewhat movable so we can move things around and do what we need to do. This is good. Okay, now let's just click off. And look at our puppet. Make sure that you can see your rivets. I can see my rivets. You may want to take like, make sure it's clicking on the puppet, not on the, and you may want to try to bring stuff forward. I'm not going to try to bring anything forward. We've got it here. Okay, now here's the next thing. We want to make a 20-second animation. 20 times 24 is 480. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to click the puppet layer, and I'm going to go all the way over to 480. And I'm going to right click, insert frame. When I do that, notice that little black stand is now in all of the frames. So I have created it all the way across. Now my amateur, it's only in frame 1. If I scrub over, it's not anywhere else in here, correct? Sorry, excuse me. So what I'm going to do, and this is really kind of cool when you're working with the amateurs and you're working with the IK movements. It's a technical term. You can go watch that. He explains much better than I do, the original author. What we're going to do is we're actually going to create our own little motions, our own little character or poses, so to speak. So I'm going to go over to like 40, maybe 50. Doesn't really matter. Pick a place. Right click with your mouse and insert a pose. Notice how it now adds it to your timeline, and here's your character. So in frame 1, our character is in, let's say, this position. Actually, I'd much rather have like my hands together and my feet going straight down in a simple pose in that first frame. And then here, I want my hands to be, yeah, that'll be fine. Might as well just leave it in that position. Let's go over here to, let's try 80, insert another pose. And this time I'm going to grab my feet and I want to, like, I'm jumping, I don't know, hello. Having a little fun here. I'm just playing around, moving around, making my little person move. Let's go over to about 120, 130, doesn't really matter. Right click, insert a pose, so long as we do this enough times. Move my character, let's see, I want her to look like she's actually kind of like jumping. Yeah, that kind of works. And I'm playing with my movements. Notice I'm just playing with my character and moving my joints. Oh, actually, I kind of like that. Hello. That actually kind of looks not what I was going for, but that kind of works for me too. Kind of like that walk by Egyptian pose. Yeah, it's kind of funny. Come on now. Have a little fun with it. Yeah, the head's going this way now. And I'm going to move this one here. Walk like an Egyptian. Okay? So I'm doing some really funny moves. What you do is we do this. Now let's go back to the beginning. Let's grab our timeline and let's scrub it. And as we go, your character moves. goes to the different poses that you told him to go to. All right? So what you do is you've constrained, and you're going to go all the way through those to that 480th frame, and you're going to insert different poses so that you make your little person character dance.